10 overlooked signs of dementia that few people know, and 12 early symptoms of dementia. I'm about to uncover 10 overlooked signs of dementia and 12 early symptoms that most people completely miss. You see, these aren't just common warning signs. They're subtle indicators that could help you or your loved ones catch dementia signs earlier. From surprising behavioral changes to unexpected physical clues, I'll reveal the full list. And trust me, you'll want to stick around. The last few signs that could be life-altering if spotted in time. Have you noticed any changes in your memory or the memory of someone close to you that might seem unusual? Do you know the difference between normal age-related memory loss and the early signs of dementia? Today we'll dive deeper into the most overlooked signs of early dementia. Stay glued, we will leave no stone unturned, and you don't want to miss the last tip. It's really mind-blowing. Dementia is one of the most misunderstood and under-acknowledged health challenges of our time. It's not a single disease, but a term used to describe a collection of symptoms affecting memory, thinking, and social abilities, severely interfering with daily life. Alzheimer's disease accounts for 60 to 70% of dementia cases. But there are other types as well, like vascular dementia and Lewy body dementia. Globally, more than 55 million people live with dementia, and this number is expected to nearly double every 20 years, reaching 139 million by 2050. In the US alone, around 6 million people are affected, making it a leading cause of disability and dependency among older adults. Yet, despite its prevalence, dementia often goes undiagnosed until its later stages, leaving families unprepared and individuals without the support they need. Recognizing the early signs can make a huge difference. Early diagnosis provides access to treatments that can slow the progression and improve quality of life. Let's look at 10 overlooked signs of dementia that many people miss. These subtle indicators could be the key to catching the condition early and ensuring that those affected receive timely care. 1. Memory changes that affect day-to-day abilities. We all forget things now and then, misplacing keys, blanking on a name, or struggling to recall why we walked into a room. Usually, these moments of forgetfulness resolve themselves quickly, and life moves on. But when memory lapses become more frequent and start to interfere with daily life, it could be an early sign of dementia. Imagine a grandmother who has always been the glue of the family, organizing birthdays and remembering everyone's favorite dishes. One day, she forgets her grandson's name or can't recall that important family dinner planned just last week. These aren't just innocent slip-ups. They can disrupt routines and relationships, creating confusion and frustration. What's tricky is that these changes often start small. It might begin with forgetting recent conversations or struggling to recall simple instructions. Over time, the person may ask the same question repeatedly, not realizing they've already been given the answer. They might also forget appointments or lose track of items in odd places, like putting the remote in the fridge or their wallet in the laundry basket. For loved ones, these moments can feel jarring and heartbreaking. You might find yourself constantly reminding or gently correcting them. If this pattern becomes noticeable, it's important not to dismiss it as simple aging. Early intervention can provide clarity and help manage the condition. Remember, catching these signs early opens the door to valuable support and care. 2. Difficulty performing familiar tasks. We all have those moments when we walk into the kitchen and forget why we're there. But for someone with early dementia, this confusion can extend to tasks they've done their entire lives. Take, for instance, a home cook who has prepared the family's favorite lasagna for decades. One evening, they forget the sequence, layering the noodles before the sauce, or even how long it needs to bake. It's more than just a misstep. It's a sign of their brain struggling to process the familiar. This might extend beyond the kitchen. Imagine them driving to the local grocery store, a route they've taken hundreds of times, only to get lost or confused about which turn to take. Tasks like paying bills or balancing a checkbook, once second nature, now feel overwhelming and foreign. At first, these instances may seem like minor hiccups, leading to frustration or embarrassment. Loved ones might notice them avoiding tasks they once enjoyed, or making excuses to cover up mistakes. Over time, this can lead to a noticeable decline in independence as they start to rely more on others for help. What makes this particularly challenging is that it often causes frustration in relationships. Loved ones might not realize the depth of the struggle and assume it's carelessness. But this difficulty with familiar tasks is a red flag and deserves attention. This struggle often pairs with another significant sign: challenges in planning or problem solving. Tasks that require multiple steps, like organizing a family event or troubleshooting a household issue, become daunting. Let's see how dementia impacts these critical thinking skills. Next. 3. Challenges in planning or problem solving. Imagine a father who has always been the go-to person for assembling holiday toys or planning elaborate family vacations. Suddenly, he finds himself staring blankly at the instructions for a simple bookshelf or struggling to calculate how much time is needed to reach the airport. This isn't just a fleeting moment of confusion, it's a deeper difficulty in processing and organizing information. People experiencing dementia may find tasks that require planning or problem-solving increasingly overwhelming. Balancing the monthly budget, once a straightforward routine, may now result in missed payments or incorrect amounts. They might also struggle with multi-step instructions, like setting up a new phone or following a recipe with several stages. These challenges can lead to frustration, not just for the person affected, but also for those around them. Loved ones might notice that once efficient tasks now take twice as long or are left unfinished altogether. This can also lead to heightened stress, as the individual tries to mask their struggles or avoid tasks that reveal their difficulties. What's more, these planning issues often bleed into other areas of life, such as decision-making. A person might become overly reliant on others for guidance or start making poor choices, like forgetting to lock the doors or mishandling medication schedules. These changes in problem-solving abilities often tie directly into the next sign: confusion with time or place. As the brain's ability to organize and interpret information weakens, understanding timelines and locations becomes increasingly difficult. Let's look into how this manifests in daily life. 4. Confusion with time or place. Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night and felt disoriented about the time or where you are? Now imagine that disorientation happening regularly, even in familiar surroundings. For someone with dementia, losing track of time, dates, or even seasons becomes a common occurrence. Take, for instance, a grandmother who wakes up and gets dressed for church on a Wednesday, or a husband who leaves the house for a morning walk but forgets how to get back, even though he's lived in the same neighborhood for years. These aren't just momentary lapses, they signal a growing difficulty in understanding the context of time and place. This confusion can lead to feelings of fear or anxiety. Being unable to recall where they are or how they got there often results in panic, which may cause them to wander or avoid leaving home altogether. It's also hard on loved ones, who may become worried about their safety. In addition to losing track of time, individuals might also forget significant events or appointments, believing it's still a different day or even a different year. This disconnection from reality can make it challenging for family members to maintain routines or plans. And this sense of confusion often worsens when paired with another key symptom: trouble understanding visual images and spatial relationships. Let's explore how this can impact everyday tasks, such as reading or driving. 5. Trouble understanding visual images and spatial relationships. Picture this. A once avid reader now struggles to follow the lines on a page, or someone who has always prided themselves on their driving suddenly starts misjudging distances, parking too far from the curb, or swerving unnecessarily to avoid obstacles. These changes in visual and spatial perception are not just frustrating, they can be dangerous. For individuals with dementia, interpreting visual information becomes increasingly difficult. They might have trouble recognizing familiar faces or objects. Imagine a mother mistaking her son for a stranger or hesitating to enter a room because shadows on the floor appear like large holes. Everyday tasks, such as pouring a cup of coffee, can become challenging when they can't gauge how full the cup is. This impairment often extends to mobility. Stairs might look flat, making them hesitant to climb or descend, or doorways might seem narrower, causing them to bump into frames. Driving becomes especially risky, as they may misjudge the distance between their car and others or fail to notice traffic signals. These visual spatial difficulties often make the person feel clumsy or confused, leading them to withdraw from activities that rely on these skills. But it doesn't stop there. Alongside these visual struggles, another troubling sign can emerge: new problems with words in speaking or writing. Let's see how dementia affects communication next. 6. New problems with words in speaking or writing. Imagine sitting down for a conversation with your best friend, only to find yourself struggling to finish sentences. You pause, searching for a word that's just out of reach. For someone with dementia, this experience can happen frequently, turning even simple conversations into frustrating puzzles. They might substitute words without realizing it, like calling a watch a hand clock or referring to a refrigerator as the cold box. Other times, they may stop mid-sentence, unable to continue because the word they're looking for won't come. These struggles often lead to repeated phrases or circular conversations as they try to fill the gaps. Writing becomes equally challenging. A person who once wrote thoughtful letters or emails might now produce disjointed sentences, omit crucial details, or even abandon the task altogether. Reading comprehension may also decline, with once clear text now feeling overwhelming or confusing. These communication barriers can lead to embarrassment, prompting the person to withdraw from social situations. They may avoid phone calls, group conversations, or even one-on-one chats, fearing they won't be able to keep up. This reluctance to engage often ties into the next sign: misplacing things and losing the ability to retrace steps. Let's uncover how this symptom plays out in daily life. 7. Misplacing things and losing the ability to retrace steps. Have you ever misplaced your keys and spent a few minutes retracing your steps to find them? It's something we all do, and usually we eventually remember where we left them. But for someone with dementia, this common occurrence becomes a regular and often distressing part of daily life. Imagine an individual constantly forgetting where they placed their wallet, phone, or even a favorite book. At first they might think, "I must have left it in the kitchen," and walk there to search. But then, they forget why they even went to the kitchen in the first place. Or they might put their wallet in the fridge or leave their glasses in the bathroom, not realizing they've done so. The ability to retrace their steps breaks down, leading to frustration and confusion. What's more, they might not even realize something is missing until it's pointed out to them, causing feelings of panic or anxiety. The person may accuse others of taking their belongings, as they're unable to comprehend that they mislaid the items themselves. This often puts a strain on relationships, with family members growing frustrated by the repeated misplacements. The fear of losing things can lead to the person becoming more disorganized or avoiding activities where they might need to keep track of items. This behavior often extends to other symptoms of cognitive decline, such as decreased or poor judgment. Let's explore how dementia can affect decision-making and self-care next. 8. Decreased or poor judgment. Imagine someone who has always been meticulous about their health, keeping appointments, eating well, and paying attention to personal hygiene, suddenly starts neglecting these basic needs. Maybe they stop brushing their teeth for days, or forget to take their medication, leaving them vulnerable to health issues. These are all signs that dementia might be affecting their judgment and decision-making skills. People with dementia often make poor decisions that they never would have considered before. A mother who was once responsible with finances might start giving away large sums of money to strangers or make impulsive purchases without understanding the consequences. Alternatively, someone might start wearing mismatched clothing or leave the house without proper attire, unaware of the weather outside. This decline in judgment is not just about poor choices, it's also about an inability to recognize that something is wrong. They may not notice when they forget to lock the door, leaving their home vulnerable. This lack of awareness can be extremely concerning for family members, who may feel the need to intervene more frequently. The impact of poor judgment often spills over into another troubling symptom: withdrawal from work or social activities. As the person's ability to function in social situations decreases, they may begin to isolate themselves. Let's see how this withdrawal manifests in the next sign. 9. Withdrawal from work or social activities. Have you ever noticed a loved one slowly retreating from social gatherings or no longer participating in activities they once loved? Maybe your once social aunt, who was always the life of the party, now turns down invitations, saying she just doesn't feel like it anymore. Or a friend who used to attend every family dinner now starts missing them without any clear reason. This social withdrawal is a common sign of dementia, and it can be heartbreaking to witness. At first, the person might just need a little extra rest after a long day, or feel overwhelmed by a busy schedule. But as the disease progresses, the withdrawal can become more pronounced. The individual might lose interest in hobbies they once enjoyed, like reading, gardening, or even watching their favorite TV shows. They may struggle with remembering names or faces at social gatherings, leading to embarrassment and anxiety. This is where the isolation becomes cyclical. The more they withdraw, the more isolated they feel. And as the disease progresses, social situations become increasingly difficult to navigate, which only reinforces their desire to stay home. Family members may become concerned about the lack of social interaction, but the person with dementia might feel too confused or fearful to engage. 10. Changes in mood and personality. One of the most striking signs of dementia is how it can alter a person's mood and overall personality. Imagine a grandfather who was once the most patient, gentle soul, always calm and collected, suddenly becoming irritable, anxious, or suspicious. Or a typically outgoing aunt who turns quiet, withdrawn, and confused about why she feels so disconnected from the people she loves. These sudden emotional shifts aren't just part of growing older or a result of stress. They can be a sign of dementia affecting the brain's emotional regulation. The person may experience extreme mood swings, going from being very happy to suddenly feeling sad or angry, often without any apparent reason. They might become easily frustrated with minor inconveniences or lose their temper over small issues. Anxiety and depression are also common in individuals with dementia, and the person may seem worried about things that previously didn't bother them. This change in mood can be deeply unsettling for both the individual and their loved ones. Family members might not know how to respond to their unpredictable emotions or how to help ease their distress. As the mood swings intensify, the person may also experience heightened paranoia or suspicion, sometimes even accusing loved ones of stealing from them or conspiring against them. These emotional changes are a key indicator that dementia is having a profound effect on the brain. As we've seen throughout the signs, dementia is much more than just memory loss. It's a complex and often confusing condition that impacts many aspects of life. However, early recognition of these signs can help individuals receive the support they need and make informed decisions about treatment and care. If you're noticing any of these signs in yourself or a loved one, it's essential to seek professional help to evaluate the situation. Dementia can't be reversed, but there are treatments that can help manage symptoms and improve quality of life. While dementia often begins with subtle signs, it can progressively affect an individual's cognitive function and daily life. Recognizing these early symptoms is crucial, as it can lead to earlier intervention and better management of the condition. Let's look at the 12 early symptoms of dementia, which, although different from the overlooked signs, can help identify the onset of the condition. 1. Memory loss. Memory loss is one of the most prominent early symptoms of dementia, especially when it affects short-term memory. At first, it may seem harmless, like forgetting where you put your keys or the name of a new acquaintance. However, as dementia progresses, these lapses can become more frequent and significant. A person might forget recent conversations, appointments, or important details that they should have remembered. They may ask the same questions over and over or struggle to recall familiar information, such as the names of family members or long-term friends. At first, this memory loss might be brushed off as normal aging, but when it starts to disrupt daily activities like missing scheduled events or struggling to follow a conversation, it's time to pay closer attention. This early symptom often signals the beginning of cognitive decline and can be an important red flag in diagnosing dementia. 2. Difficulty performing familiar tasks. People with dementia often struggle with tasks they've performed for years. Something as simple as forgetting how to make a cup of coffee, misplacing steps in a recipe, or losing track of a conversation can become difficult. Routine activities that were once second nature may start to feel overwhelming and require more effort and focus. This difficulty with familiar tasks is a key early sign of cognitive decline. The brain, which once processed these tasks automatically, starts to lose its ability to do so, leading to frustration and confusion. For individuals experiencing these challenges, it's not just forgetfulness. It's a sign that their cognitive abilities are being affected by dementia. 3. Confusion with time or place. Dementia can cause significant disorientation, making it difficult for individuals to understand where they are or what time it is. They may forget the date, season, or even the day of the week. In some cases, people with dementia might wander off, or get lost in places they've visited countless times before. This confusion can be distressing for both the person experiencing it and their caregivers. It reflects a decline in the brain's ability to track time and location, which can make even familiar environments seem unfamiliar. As a result, individuals may feel anxious or frustrated, and caregivers might find it increasingly difficult to ensure their loved one's safety. 4. Trouble understanding visual information. As dementia progresses, individuals may experience significant difficulty interpreting visual information. Simple tasks like judging distances or recognizing familiar objects may become challenging. For example, they might misjudge how far away a car is while driving, or objects in their home may appear blurry or distorted. This can be dangerous, especially when it comes to activities like driving or navigating unfamiliar spaces. Another common issue is difficulty recognizing familiar faces or places. A person with dementia might not recognize their spouse, children, or even their own reflection in the mirror. This loss of visual recognition indicates that the brain's visual processing abilities are being compromised, leading to confusion and a sense of disconnection from their environment. It's a troubling symptom that often worsens as dementia advances. 5. Problems with words and language. In the early stages of dementia, individuals may have difficulty finding the right words, repeating phrases, or using the wrong words altogether. They may struggle to express themselves in conversations, leading to frustration. This can cause embarrassment as they become more aware of their inability to communicate effectively. 6. Misplacing things and inability to retrace steps. A common early symptom of dementia is the frequent misplacement of items. People might leave their keys in odd places or forget where they parked their car. They may also have trouble retracing their steps to find lost items. This symptom often occurs because dementia impairs the brain's ability to retain and recall specific memories about objects and their locations. 7. Decreased judgment and decision-making. An individual with early-stage dementia may begin making poor decisions. This can be seen in their personal finances, where they may suddenly spend large amounts of money on unnecessary items or fall for scams. They may also neglect personal hygiene, wear inappropriate clothing for the weather, or make risky choices without realizing the potential consequences. 8. Withdrawal from work or social activities. A person with dementia may gradually withdraw from activities and social situations they once enjoyed. They might stop attending social gatherings, avoid family events, or leave work early. This withdrawal often occurs because the person feels overwhelmed by the demands of social interaction, or embarrassed by their cognitive struggles. 9. Mood swings and personality changes. Dementia can cause noticeable shifts in mood and personality. A once easygoing individual may become anxious, agitated, or easily upset. Someone who was always outgoing might become more withdrawn or suspicious. These changes can confuse friends and family who may not understand what's happening. 10. Impaired spatial awareness. Individuals with early-stage dementia may struggle with tasks that require spatial awareness, like driving or navigating their home. They may bump into furniture or have difficulty judging distances, such as parking too far from the curb. This impairment can be dangerous and increases the risk of falls or accidents. 11. Trouble planning and organizing. Planning and organizing tasks become more challenging as dementia progresses. People may forget appointments, fail to plan ahead, or find it difficult to follow a sequence of events. They may need extra time or assistance to complete tasks that once seemed simple, such as organizing a trip or planning meals. 12. Changes in sleep patterns. People with early dementia may experience disruptions in their sleep patterns, such as trouble falling asleep, frequent waking during the night, or waking up too early in the morning. These changes in sleep can affect daytime functioning, leading to tiredness and irritability, further impacting cognitive abilities. The early symptoms of dementia can often be subtle and easily dismissed as part of the aging process. However, when these signs appear together or worsen over time, it's important to seek medical advice. Early intervention can help manage symptoms, improve quality of life, and provide a clearer understanding of the condition. In conclusion, recognizing the early signs and symptoms of dementia is crucial for timely intervention and support. While some of these changes may seem subtle at first, Understanding their significance can help individuals and families better navigate the challenges ahead. Early diagnosis and care can make a significant difference in managing the condition and improving quality of life. If you or someone you know is experiencing any of these symptoms, it's important to consult with a healthcare professional for proper evaluation and guidance. Remember, you're not alone on this journey. There is support, and taking action early can help ensure a better future. If you liked this video and found the information helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with others who might benefit from it. If you have any thoughts or questions, feel free to leave a comment below. We'd love to hear your feedback. And make sure to subscribe to our channel for more valuable content. Stay informed, stay proactive, and take care of yourself and your loved ones. Thanks for watching.